Next. Wait.
Okay, for waiting person, I will do the opening. Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good
Waalaikumsalam.
morning, everybody. Today's our group 2, want to explain about transaction processing system and ERP system. But first, let me introduce my member of group. First, me, Sidan Atala, and the second, there is Hersan Adam, and the third is Santika Ardiana Novita. On the first chapter, Harrison will tell about overview of transaction and processing system. But I want to tell you, tujuan dari bab ini itu nanti menjelaskan tentang processing cycle yang digunakan untuk memproses transaksi di perusahaan, termasuk dari awal input disimpan hingga nanti menjadi output dokumennya. Dan yang kedua nanti menjelaskan bagaimana ERP sistem ini nanti digunakan dalam organisasi untuk memproses dan nanti itu memprovide itu berarti menyediakan informasi. Mungkin itu saja, langsung Hersan boleh dimulai untuk presentasinya.
Okay. Overview of Bu, saya pakai bahasa Indonesia bisa nggak, Bu? Boleh nggak, Bu?
Be free, please. Up to you. If you cannot present in English, you may present in Indonesia, but please try to use your English since this is an international class. But if this is your first experience, so you may speak in Indonesia, and then maybe when you feel comfortable, sudah rasa nyaman, maybe you may also mix the Indonesian and English. Okay.
Iki ya proses transaksi sing pros dan sistem perencanaan and sumber daya planning system. Number one, menjelaskan data processing yang digunakan use to process transaksi, termasuk bagaimana data is input disimpan dan diproses and bagaimana information is input. Number two, organization use menggunakan sistem perencanaan sumber daya perusahaan untuk memproses transaksi dan memberi informasi. Next.
Yes.
Data processing, siklus pemrosesan data. For operasi data input, penyimpanan data, pemrosesan data, and information output yang dilakukan pada data untuk menghasilkan informasi yang bermakna dan relevan. Number itu dokumen sumber, dokumen yang digunakan untuk merangkap data transaksi pada sumbernya saat transaksi langsung, contohnya termasuk pesanan penjualan, pesanan pembelian, dan waktu karyawan. Dokumen perputaran rekaman data perusahaan yang dikirim oleh pihak eksternal kemudian dikembalikan ke sistem sebagai masukan dokumen. Out dalam membentuk yang dapat dibaca mesin untuk memfasilitasi pemrosesan selanjutnya sebagai data input. Contohnya adalah bagian utilitas selanjutnya. Siklus pemrosesan data storage, data input, data processing, information output. Next. Business activity relevant cancel customer order, deliver of strip order, relief cash, deposit cash, rips, address customer account, expanded cancel, request item, order item, relevant item, pay for item, human resource cycle, contact employer withholding data, record time work by employees, record time spent on spectacles. Next. Otomatisasi data sumber, the collection of transaction data in format yang dapat dibaca mesin, waktu, dan tempat asal. Contohnya adalah terminal point of sale and ATM. Next. Control account, Google yang diberikan ke akun buku besar umum yang merangkum jumlah total yang dicatat dalam buku besar pembantu. Misalnya, akun kendali piutang di perusahaan di buku besar mewakili jumlah total yang terutang oleh semua pelanggan. Saldo dalam buku besar membantu piutang menggugurkan jumlah yang terutang setiap pelanggan tertentu. Next. Buku besar yang berisi data tingkat ringkasan untuk setiap aset, kewajiban, ekuitas, akun, pendapatan, dan beban dari organisasi. Buku pembantu yang digunakan untuk mencatat dan terperinci untuk akun buku besar umum dan banyak sub akun individual seperti piutang, persediaan, dan bukan dagang. Next. Pengetapan sistematis Gauting. Pengetapan sistematis angka dan huruf untuk item untuk mengklasifikasi dan mengatur kode urutan. Item diberikan nomor secara berurutan sehingga skala dalam kode urutan menanggungkan item yang hilang yang harus diselidiki. Contohnya, tag yang telah diberi nomor sebelumnya, faktur, dan pemesanan pembelian. Next. Kode blok angka yang disediakan untuk kategori data tertentu sehingga membantu dan mengatur data, contohnya bagian akun. Kode grup 2 atau lebih subkelompok angka yang digunakan untuk mengkode suatu item. Kode grup sering digunakan bersamaan dengan kode blok. Selanjutnya,
Okay, excuse me, Harrison, may I ask you something?
yes.
Okay, what about your student number, NPM? What kind of code that it use? Jadi NPM itu pakai kode yang mana itu?
Yang apa, Bu?
Kan saudara Harrison kan punya nomor pokok mahasiswa atau NPM. So what kind of code? Kode yang mana yang digunakan untuk NPM? Maybe Zidan help with the previous slide.
Okay.
It is using block code or group code. What is it, Ersan? Is it kode apa yang dipakai for the NPM?
Kode parkir, Bu.
Kode yang mana?
Kode parkir, Bu.
Kode yang mana? Kode grup atau kode blok?
Barcode, Bu.
Kode barcode. Maybe other member can help Harrison answer my question.
Let me help you, Harrison. I think NPM is using kode group because untuk sesuai dengan definisinya ini membagikan kelompok dengan menggunakan angka tertentu.
Pakai kode apa? Suara
Right.
kecil sekali sih, Dan. Saya yang kecil suaranya atau kalian yang tidur ya? Saya nggak
I
kedengar.
think it use code the group code.
Group code. Why? Can you give me an
Hello.
example? Sorry. Why? Can you give me an example? What kind of group code in your NPM?
Wait, man. I think. Give me a minute. I will read in the book first.
So, what is your NPM? What is your NPM?
0032 0032.
That is your NPM? Only 0032, only
Oh
4 digit?
no.
19, 12, 20.
1801 301 0032 men.
NPM-nya sampai lupa coba. NPM-nya sendiri sampai lupa. Oke. Which part is the group on your NPM? 19 berapa tadi?
1801 301 0032.
Oke. What is 18 means? What is 18 means? The first two digit. 2 digit pertama adalah
ini block code ya mem. Untuk apa ya, spesifikkan kategoris. Misalnya kan ini kelihatan dari kayak 18 berarti kan angkatan 18, 19, angkatan 19 seperti itu mem.
I don't know. Makanya itu, what does it mean with your NPM? You know every day your NPM, but when you learn ICE, Accounting Information System, you don't think NPM as one of this code. Jadi caranya supaya saudara paham sistem itu adalah dengan mengkaitkannya sama sehari-hari. Sehari-hari saya punya NPM, you have to think about that. Kalau gitu NPM saya masuk yang mana ya, kan gitu ya, orang if you have a critical thinking, you have to, aku punya NPM, kalau gitu aku punya KTP. What is the means of the number in the ID, citizen ID? KTP, citizen ID. What kind of code is that? Apakah block code? Apakah group code? Okay, you have to think about it. So proceed, please, Harrison. Proceed your presentation. I think I will ask my question in your quiz or in your examination. So you may think about that. Oke, Harrison, please proceed to your presentation. Desa bisa dilanjutkan presentasinya.
Harrison, are you there?
Sorry. Kode memorik huruf dan angka diselilingi untuk mengidentifikasi item. Kode memorik berasal dari deskripsi item dan biasanya mudah dihafal. Badan agung sebuah daftar number yang ditugaskan untuk ngeraka rekening laporan laba rugi. Number rekening memungkinkan data transaksi dikodekan, diklasifikasi dan dimasukkan dalam rekening yang benar. Mereka juga memfasilitasi penyusun keuangan dan laporan. Next. General jurnal yang digunakan untuk mencatat transaksi yang jarang atau tidak rutin seperti pembayaran pinjaman dan jurnal penyesuaian dan penutup akhir. Periode jurnal khusus, jurnal yang digunakan untuk mencatat sejumlah besar transaksi berulang seperti penjualan kredit, penerimaan kas, pembelian, dan pengeluaran kas. Next. Tidak audit. Jalur yang memungkinkan suatu transaksi ditelusuri melalui sistem pemrosesan data dari titik asal ke output atau mundur dari output titik asal ini. Ini digunakan untuk memeriksa keakuratan dan validitas posting buku besar yang menggunakan melacak perubahan akun buku besar dari saldo awal ke saldo akhir. Next.
Oh, it's my part. Okay, and the second part is computer-based storage concept. So, computer-based storage concept is an entity or something about which information is stored, such as employees, inventory item, and customers. Each entity has attributes or characteristics of interest that are stored, such as pay rate and address. Each type of entity possesses the same set of attributes. Also, istilah masing-masing item dan itunya nanti disimpan tersendiri, jadi kayak modelnya itu pakai yang base storage concept itu, jadi kayak penyimpanan storage base konsep itu tadi. Dan biasanya dan ini isinya bermacam-macam seperti record itu jejaknya, terus ada file, master file, transaction file, and database. And the second is about data processing. Now, once this activity data have been entered into the system, they must be processed to keep the database current. The four different types of data processing activity is referred to as CRUD, yang berisi tentang creating new data records, such as adding a newly hired employee to the payroll database, and second, retrieving or viewing existing data, 3, updating previously stored data, and the fourth is deleting data such as purging the vendor master file of all vendor the company no longer does business with. Nah, and the third is information output. Jadi ini seperti informasi nanti itu berubah menjadi apa. Ini bagian terakhir dari processing cycle tadi, is the final step in the data processing cycle is information output. When displayed on the monitor, output is referred to as soft copy, atau yang biasa kita tahu dengan file itu, PDF, Word, dan lain-lain dan sebagainya. Tetapi ketika dicetak melalui kertas, is referred to as hard copy. The information is usually presented in one of three forms: document, report, and query response. What is query? Query is a request for the database to provide the information needed to deal with a problem or answer a question. The information is retrieved, displayed, or printed, and analyzed as requested. Jadi query ini semacam database yang menyediakan informasi yang dibutuhkan untuk menyelesaikan suatu masalah. Nah, di information output ini ada tiga proses. Maksudnya three proses yang bisa digunakan tergantung kebutuhan. The first is batch processing. Nah, batch processing ini accumulating transaction record into group or batches for processing at a regular interval such as daily or weekly. The records are usually sorted into some sequence, such as numerically or alphabetically before processing. Jadi kalau batch processing ini dia itu digrupkan sesuai dengan sequence-nya gitu, sesuai dengan bagiannya. Di sini contohnya awalnya group source document into batches generate control total, terus dimasukkan ke datanya itu enter batches at predetermined time or batch size, sort file and edit data as appropriate. Terus akhirnya di store data in temporary file, terus diproses. Nah, nanti ini berupa master file, dan master file ini ada yang soft copy dan yang atau bisa menjadi hard copy nanti di print dicetak. Lalu yang kedua ada online batch processing. Ini sebenarnya hampir mirip dengan yang batch processing, but it's enter transaction into a system. So udah pakai sistem online lah, udah pakai komputer gitu. Jadi nggak perlu kayak kita masukin ngerekap data dokumen. Nah begitu. Nah selanjutnya itu bakal disimpan into temporary file, terus diproses nanti berupa print secara elektronik. Jadi kayak display muncul di soft file atau yang nanti disimpan sebagai master file. Dan yang ketiga, the third is real time processing. Jadi ini sistemnya itu it's like a real time. Jadi when the new information is ketika informasi baru masuk itu langsung terupdate di database-nya sebuah perusahaan gitu. Jadi misalnya ada customer baru udah masukin data, itu nanti bakal otomatis muncul di database-nya. Nah, mungkin seperti itu.
Okay,
And next
before
is the
the
transaction
next
processing blockchain.
Sorry, Zidan. The
Yes.
previous slide, please. Okay, before we go to the next session. Okay, I want to ask you, or can you give an example for
Yes.
each of three processing? First is batch processing. What is the example for that? And then second is online batch processing. What is the example? And then the last one is the example for real-time processing. Can you give me an example?
Oh, wait a minute. Give me a minute, please. Can I?
Any other member or other audience can answer my question, or again I will take this question for your examination. What is the example? Can you think about it? Or okay. What about when your parents receive their salary? Is it the first, second, or the third processing? When your parents receive salary, can you, Indonesia orang tua Anda terima gaji,
Yes.
itu kira-kira batch processing atau online batch processing atau real time processing?
I think real time, man.
Mhm.
Because apa ya, itu setelah diproses kan langsung diberi ya, jadi kan real time.
Real time, or it is batch, or what about the employee salary? Can you explain it if you cannot explain it in English in Indonesian? But I think you don't know also in Indonesia. What about other group? Firly, Salsabila, Setia, are you asleep?
Maybe Cantika, can you help me, Cantika?
I think Firly, Setia, and Salsabila is sleeping now.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Only you give me a reaction for my statement. Reaksinya cuma ada di Salsabila. Berarti Septia sama Philly tidur ini udah. Oh, I think they left the the meet. Not the connection is still connected with the meet, but Philly and Septia, I think they have their breakfast now. Lagi sarapan nih. Okay, Cantika or Salsabila maybe can help, or Harrison maybe. Employee salary, which is the batch processing, which is the online batch processing, which one is the real time processing? No, none have any idea? Nggak kepikir kah? You can imagine all the money. Bukan imagine all the people ya, imagine all the money.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Okay, Salsa.
I want to try to answer.
Okay.
I think gaji employee itu termasuk batch processing, soalnya membutuhkan good source document. Maksudnya dokumen yang itu ya, grup dokumen gitu, ma'am.
Yes.
Soalnya kan mungkin ada beberapa mungkin pekerja yang membutuhkan seperti dokumen jam kerja, waktu kerja, kemudian barang-barang yang dia kerjakan sebagai dasar dalam pengajian, seperti itu, ma'am.
Yeah, Salsa answered is correct. Jadi jawabannya betul. For making the salary from the inside the company is batch processing, since the salary must be calculated maybe from the attendance, and then from the attendance ya ada ya kehadiran ya, attendance tuh kehadiran kan, gaji dihitung dari kehadiran. Or if it is wage and salary, wage is upah ya. If upah, like Salsabila said, it is need how many hours the employee work, like time card and so on. It is must be processed using batch processing. But if the company credit your account in the bank, so the money must be transferred from the company to the employee, isn't it? Jadi uangnya harus ditransfer kan dari perusahaan ke karyawan, ya enggak? That is online, the third one. Online.
Second one.
The third one.
Yes.
Third mean 3, yang ketiga ya.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Real time. Because when the company transfer your money, the employee can see in their bank account that the money is there at the same time. Okay?
Yeah, yes.
This is real time processing. Jadi ketika uangnya udah ditransfer, transferan itu sifatnya real time. Kalau enggak kan nggak bisa ya. Artinya begitu masuk ke akun karyawan bisa lihat langsung uangnya gitu. This is real time processing. But sometimes company has already make it to the second processing, such as in UPN. The second processing means the first batch and then the online batch is the UPN make the store data temporary file, and then the bank is transferring the data from the UPN account to the employees account. So the bank they use the second processing since they only process data from UPN. Maksudnya gini, UPN punya data tentang gaji karyawan, they send it online to the bank, and then the bank receive it as online batch processing. Jadi diproses secara online, and then they transfer from the UPN account to the employees account. Jadi ditransfer dari akunnya UPN, biasanya akunnya rektor itu ya, ditransfer ke akunnya masing-masing karyawan. So in UPN we have like 800 almost 900 employees in UPN. Jadi UPN tuh lumayan besar ya, pegawainya aja hampir 1000 orang pegawainya. Nah itu makanya first they are using online batch processing, and then the second one when transferring to the account from the UPN account to the employee's account, it is the real time processing. Okay. Sidan, you may proceed your presentation.
Okay, and the last one is transaction processing blockchain. So blockchain is a linked list of immutable amber-proof blocks, which is stored at its participating node. Each block record a set of transactions and the associated metadata. Blockchain transaction act on the identical ledger data stored at its node. Blockchain was first perceived by Satoshi Nakamoto as a peer-to-peer money exchange system. Jadi modelnya blockchain ini sebagai apa ya, alat tukar menukar tapi versi digital, kurang lebih seperti itu. And the enterprise resource planning system is Cantika part. So Cantika can do the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now I want to explain about enterprise resource planning or ERP system. Traditionally, the EIS has been referred to as a transaction processing system because its only function was financial data and accounting transactions. And for example, when a sale took place, the EIS will record a journal entry showing only the date of the sale, a debit to pay the cost, or a account receivable, and a credit to sales. Now I want to explain about the enterprise resource planning ERP system. It's overcome these problems and they integrate all aspects of a company's operation with a traditional EIS. Most large and many medium-sized organizations use ERP system to coordinate and manage their data, business process, and resource. The ERP system collects, processes, and stores data and provides the information managers and external parties need to access the companies. Properly configured ERP system is a centralized database to share information across business process and coordinate activities. ERP systems are modular, with each module using this business practice to automate a standard business process. These modular designs allow business to add or delete modules as needed. Typical ERP modules include in the first, financial. What is financial? The general ledger and reporting system. The general ledgers, account receivable, account payable, fixed asset, budgeting, risk management, or preparation of managerial reports, and financial system. Next, human research and payroll. Human research and payroll is human research, payroll, employee benefits, training time, and attendance, benefits, and government reporting. Next, order to cash. Order to cash or revenue cycle is sales, order entry, shipping, inventory, cash receipt, commission calculation. And the next, purchase to pay or disbursement cycle is purchasing, receipt, and inspection of inventory, inventory and warehouse management, and cash disbursement. The next, manufacturing or production cycle is engineering, production, scheduling, bill of material, cost management, and manufacturing process and project. The next, project management is costing, billing, time, and expense, performance units. And the next, customer relationship management, sales and marketing, commission, service, customer contact, and call center support. The next, system tools. Tools are establishing master file data, specifying flow of information, access control, and so on. Next, the importance of sound internal control in an ERP cannot be overstated. The integrated nature of ERP system means that unless every data item is validated and checked for accuracy at the time initial entry, error will automatically propagate throughout the system. Thus, the data entry control and access control are essentials. Most managers and employees see and have access to only a small portion of the system. This segregation of data provides sound internal control. It is important to spread responsibility for custody of assets, authorization of activities that affect those assets, and recording information about activities and the status of organization asset. I think it's enough. Maybe any question?
Okay, before that, I want to ask Santika,
Thank you.
why in the
Our
ERP
presentation is
system?
done.
Okay, sorry. Before that, I want to ask Santika.
Okay, which part, ma'am?
Cantika, your turn is about ERP, so I want to ask you, why in the ERP system the database must be centralized? Why in the ERP system the database must be centralized? Kenapa dalam sistem ERP database-nya harus tersentralisasi? Why? Or what do you think? Is in the ERP system, is the database has to be centralized or decentralized? Apakah dalam sistem ERP datanya itu harusnya sentralisasi atau desentralisasi?
I think it's centralized.
Sentralisasi why?
Saya jawab pakai bahasa Indonesia, Bang.
Yes, of course. Please, you may answer in Indonesia.
Because sistem ERP ini dikonfigurasikan dengan benar menggunakan database yang sentralis for berbagi all business process and coordinate in every activity. Jadi sistem ERP ini dikonfigurasi dengan benar menggunakan database yang mana database-nya ini terpusat untuk berbagi informasi yang ada di seluruh proses bisnis dan mengkoordinasikan kegiatan.
Okay. Okay, the answer is right in your slide. Since the ERP system is integrated to all function in the company, so the integration must be have also a centralized database. Ya enggak?
Yes.
Jawabannya gitu. Kalau Budi ngomong kayaknya lebih gampang ya. Enggak juga tuh kata kalian. Okay. Okay, next. Any other question from audience? Firly, Septia, or Salsabila? Your turn now to ask. Team 2.
I want to ask question.
Okay,
Wait.
please.
Yes. What's the question?
As the team to explain before, that the information output is divided into two.
I'm sorry, can you do it slowly?
Maybe
Yeah.
you have to be more slowly.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. As the team two has explained before,
That is not the question, so you don't have to write it, Sidan.
Yes. I'm so sorry.
the information output is divided into two, soft copy and hard copy. My question is, do we still need hard copy in the future? If we still need the hard copy, what is the reason? Because as you know that we are in the digital era. Thank you. I mean, the reason. What is the reason? Yes.
Okay, any other question? Any other question, please? No? Okay, maybe you may answer the first question, the only question. The only question.
Copy.
Do we still need hard copy in the future? Maybe you have to ask again, the team 2. Maybe you can ask the future. What is the future means? It is 5 years later, or it is 500 years from now? What is the future here? Next year is also the future, but 100 from now is also the future. What do you mean by the future?
Maybe next year, ma'am.
Oh, next year. Okay, next year. The future is next year. Okay. Do you still need a hard copy? please think about how when people exchange money, like receive money from customer or receive money from other parties. Do you need like what is it ya? Materai itu bahasa Inggrisnya apa ya? Ya materai lah ya. Kayaknya di Inggris nggak ada materai masalahnya. But in Indonesia, when you receive money or something about money, transaction about money, we have to use like this is government rule or government law, hukum dari pemerintah. We have to use like 10.000 ya materai, 10,000 materai ya. Yesterday, jadi kemarin I have been dilantik itu apa ya? Dilantik dan disumpah. Jadi kemarin saya itu dilantik dan disumpah menjadi pegawai pemerintah perjanjian kerja. Jadi bukan PNS tapi ya mirip-mirip PNS. Nah, di situ kita harus tanda tangan bermaterai gitu. So, if the government still have a rule or a law that document must be signed with materai, we still need hard copy, you know. Ya enggak?
Yes, ma'am.
Jadi kalau tahun depan government tuh masih punya peraturan bahwa materai harus digunakan untuk dokumen, kayak dokumen perjanjian itu kan bermaterai tuh. Ini saya juga tanda tangan barusan dokumen perjanjian ini MOU dengan universitas lain terkait sama related to the conference ya. Since I'm the chief editor of JASF, Journal of Accounting and Strategic Finance, I have a MOU with the UI, Indonesian University.
Yes.
UI now have a conference, so my journal will be accepted the best article from the conference. So I now sign the document, and I have to use materai to sign the document. So the next year is still the government still force us jadi kan memaksa ya, hukum itu kan sifatnya memaksa, bener nggak ya? Force us to have harus menggunakan to use materai. So the hard copy still, but in the future maybe 100 from now 100 years from now maybe the materai is already digital materai. Jadi it's different, okay? Such as in the checkbook, you see. Jadi di buku cek sama buku bank itu apa? Tahu kan buku cek ya? Do you know buku cek?
Belum tahu memang.
Belum pernah tahu ya. Jadi buku cek itu kayak kwitansi. You know kwitansi?
Yes.
Ya, kwitansi itu kan yang samping kiri ada yang kita potong itu ya?
Iya.
Nanti sebelah kiri tersisa, nanti ada nomor yang sama antara yang sebelah kiri yang satu gebok itu dengan yang kita sobek, ya kan? Itu nomornya sama biasanya. Nah, checkbook itu something like that. Nah, checkbook itu harus bermaterai. But checkbook now use the digital materai. Jadi satu checkbook itu sekarang kalau nggak salah berapa ribu ya? Makanya hati-hati, checkbook itu nggak bisa salah nulis gitu, karena dia berbayar itu materainya. Tapi dia materainya digital di checkbook itu. Tapi di dokumen kayak ini, sertifikat hak bangunan, sertifikat hak milik bangunan, orang tua Anda coba cek itu. Kalau itu nggak hard copy, nanti soft copy-nya gimana? I don't know, with 100 years from now we still have like sertifikat bangunan ya. Apakah sertifikatnya juga bisa di digital? Karena kan kayak uang saja itu kan harus sertifikat sama ya kertasnya, terus apanya ada kayak apa ya, teardrop apa sih yang ada di kertas tuh, ada gambar tengahnya itu.
Ini watermark gitu.
Water apa itu, water drop itu yang ada di tengah itu ya kan.
Yes.
Itu kertasnya itu dibikin oleh perusahaan kertas berbeda, nggak bisa sembarangan. Jadi ada perusahaan yang memang khusus dikontrak sama pemerintah untuk mencetak dokumen kayak sertifikat kertasnya ya, kertas sertifikatnya. Nggak bisa sembarang printer sama perusahaan penerbit percetakan itu bisa membuat itu, something like that. Jadi kalau if this next year, I think we still use the hard copy because many transaction still need hard copy since there is a rule from the government. Jadi kalau udah government kan nggak bisa ya, mau saudara canggihnya kayak apa, perusahaan super canggih, kalau governmentnya bilang harus hard copy-nya mana, nggak bisa, tetap aja. Okay? So depends, technology also depends on the condition ya. Jadi teknologi juga digital era, but tetap kita butuh kertas tadi. Okay, I think is it answer your question, Salsa?
Yes, Nani. Thank you.
Okay.